This episode of Overlooked History of Georgia is about freed slave and covered bridge builder Horace King. Horace King was born a slave in South Carolina in 1807. Once he was older, he may have worked in constructing several covered bridges. In 1830, he was sold to bridge builder John Godwin, and 2 years later they moved to Columbus, Georgia, which was only 4 years old at the time. One of their first projects was the Dillingham Street Bridge. Shortly after the bridge was completed in 1833, the two moved across the river to Girard, Alabama. Godwin and King became well respected in Alabama and Georgia, and both became known for their expertise. In 1839, King built the Red Oak Creek Covered Bridge, which is his only bridge still standing. In 1846, as an act of gratitude, Godwin freed Horace. The two remained close friends for the rest of their lives. When Godwin died in 1859, King paid for his gravestone. One of Horace King's best-known projects from this time, aside from his covered bridges, was the steps at the Alabama State Capitol. The steps are well known for how they seem to float in the air. During a restoration in 1952, it was found the steps are held aloft by the same methods King used in his covered bridges. In 1855, King and two partners built Moore's Bridge near Carrollton. King owned a one-third stake, equal to his white partners, until after the Civil War. During the Civil War, King built several ships at the Columbus Confederate Naval Iron Works, including the CSS Jackson. After the war, King served in the Alabama State Legislature. He moved back to Georgia in 1872, settling in LaGrange. There, he slowly began to retire, before passing away in 1885. Three of his sons became prominent builders in their own right. Many of the covered bridges remaining in Georgia were built by Horace's son, Washington. Horace King and his sons were some of the most well-respected bridge builders in the Deep South. While few of the 125 covered bridges remain, many of their houses, retail buildings, factories, and government buildings still stand today. Thank you.
Georgia, 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 the whole day through. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia on my mind.